Would you dare to go on these terrifying rides? Many travelers seek thrills on their travels, going beyond the usual tourist attractions for heart-pounding adventures that test their courage. Around the world, engineers and designers are continually pushing the boundaries to create experiences that will make even the bravest visitors question their decisions. From death-defying heights to underwater dives, you'll be shocked to death by what you find here. Curious? Join us and let's go. Number 16. Tianmen Mountain Plank Walk. China's Tianmen Mountain elevates the concept of hiking to nightmare levels with its infamous plank walk. Situated in Hunan province, this treacherous pathway consists of nothing more than wooden boards measuring just 30 centimeters, less than 12 inches, wide, bolted directly into the sheer cliff face. The walkway suspends participants approximately 4,700 feet above the ground, a height exceeding many commercial airline cruising altitudes for regional flights. Unlike typical tourist attractions with psychological safety barriers, the plank walk deliberately maximizes exposure to emptiness. The wooden boards extend outward from the mountain with nothing beneath them but air and distant terrain. To one side stands the vertical cliff face, to the other, absolutely nothing for thousands of feet. Number 15. Godzilla Zipline. At the Nijigen no Mori theme park on Awaji Island, Japan, visitors encounter an attraction that combines cultural iconography with cutting-edge thrill ride technology. The Godzilla Zipline experience transforms riders into human prey for Japan's most famous monster. This massive installation features what park officials claim is a life-sized reproduction of the legendary beast, standing 75 feet tall, 82 feet wide, and an impressive 180 feet long. The attraction begins with participants ascending a tower platform that provides panoramic views of the surrounding park and coastline. After safety checks, riders attach to the zipline system and launch directly toward Godzilla's gaping mouth. The approach speed reaches approximately 30 miles per hour, creating seconds of pure terror as visitors hurtle directly into the monster's jaws. Once inside Godzilla's body, the experience transforms into an interactive shooting game. Riders receive laser guns and target various internal organs projected onto the walls of the beast's interior. The narrative explains that participants must stop cellular regeneration to prevent Godzilla from growing even larger and more destructive. Number 14. Cage of Death. Crocosaurus Cove in Darwin, Northern Territory presents what might be Australia's most terrifying animal encounter, aptly named the Cage of Death. This attraction inverts traditional wildlife viewing by placing humans inside the enclosure with one of Earth's most efficient predators. Saltwater crocodiles, capable of growing beyond 20 feet long and weighing over 2,000 pounds, swim freely around a transparent acrylic cylinder containing vulnerable human visitors. The cylindrical enclosure measures just 9 feet high by 4 feet wide, creating an intentionally confined space that enhances both exposure and vulnerability. Constructed from acrylic 4 inches thick, the transparent barrier remains invisible to participants, creating the visceral sensation of nakedness before prehistoric predators. The cylinder lowers from above via mechanical winch, descending slowly into the reptile's domain, while water gradually fills the bottom section. The psychological impact begins during preparation. Participants receive safety briefings emphasizing what to do if mechanical systems fail, information necessary for safety, yet guaranteed to heighten anxiety. I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel, so leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go. Number 13. Thunder River Rapids Ride. Dreamworld theme park on Australia's Gold Coast once housed what appeared to be a typical water raft ride but concealed deadly design flaws that ultimately claimed 4 lives. The Thunder River Rapids ride operated for over 30 years before a catastrophic malfunction in October 2016 exposed the attraction's fundamentally unsafe engineering, converting what seemed like manageable risk into actual tragedy. The ride's Basic concept appeared innocent enough. Circular rafts carrying 6 passengers navigated a water channel featuring artificial rapids and gentle conveyor systems. The attraction's moderate intensity made it accessible to families including children, with no height restrictions and a serene bushland setting creating a false sense of security. Water depth throughout the course ranged from 3 to 5 feet with slow-moving sections alternating with modestly turbulent rapids. Number 12. Aqua Loop Water Slide. The Aqua Loop Water Slide transforms conventional water park experiences into psychological torture devices through a combination of trapdoors, vertical drops, and complete inversions, elements previously confined to mechanical roller coasters. These transparent tubed attractions have proliferated globally, with notable installations in Austria, Las Vegas, and various cruise ships, each promising the same terrifying experience. The psychological journey begins at the loading platform, positioned at heights typically exceeding 75 feet, already sufficient to trigger acrophobia in many participants. Unlike traditional slides where riders initiate their own descent, Aqua Loop employs a countdown system culminating in a mechanically controlled trap-door release. Number 11. Vanish Roller Coaster at Cosmo Land Amusement Park. Cosmo Land Amusement Park in Yokohama, Japan houses one of the most uniquely terrifying roller coaster experiences ever designed. The Vanish roller coaster earns its name through an optical illusion that makes riders believe they're about to crash directly into water. As visitors speed along the track, the coaster builds anticipation through conventional twists and turns before suddenly plummeting toward a large pool. Just when passengers brace for impact, the track disappears beneath the water's surface through a hidden tunnel. The psychological impact of this design creates an unparalleled sense of danger. From certain viewing angles, the coaster genuinely appears to vanish completely underwater. Engineers designed the entrance to the underwater tunnel with precision, creating a water splash effect that surrounds passengers. Number 10. Glass Bridge at China's Grand Canyon. In China's Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, engineering audacity meets extreme heights at the glass bridge spanning the Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon. This transparent walkway stretches 1,510 feet across the canyon with a width of 20 feet. Dimensions impressive enough before considering it suspends visitors 984 feet above the canyon floor. The bridge's design deliberately maximizes psychological terror through transparency, with glass panels comprising both the walking surface and side barriers. The structural engineering employs 120 glass panels for the floor, each consisting of 3 layers of tempered glass with a combined thickness of 1.5 inches. While objectively sufficient to support the weight of hundreds of simultaneous visitors, this seemingly fragile barrier between life and death creates profound cognitive dissonance. Number 9. X-Scream Thrill Ride, Las Vegas. Perched atop the Stratosphere Tower in Las Vegas, X-Scream takes the concept of a teeter-totter and transforms it into a nightmare-inducing experience that dangles riders 866 feet above the Las Vegas Strip. This attraction isn't buried in some amusement park. It extends from one of the most recognizable structures in Nevada's skyline, making the experience visible to thousands below. The mechanics of X-Scream operate through a deceptively simple yet horrifying concept. Passengers board a cart attached to a 69-foot track that extends over the edge of the Stratosphere Tower. Once secured, the ride propels forward, sending the cart racing toward the edge before abruptly stopping, leaving riders suspended in mid-air with nothing but open space between them and the pavement below. Engineers incorporated multiple safety systems into the design, including redundant braking mechanisms and wind monitors that prevent operation during dangerous conditions. However, this knowledge provides little comfort when your body hangs over the edge of the tower with only a harness preventing a fall. Number 8. Wansheng Ordovician Theme Park. China's Wansheng Ordovician Theme Park, nestled in the mountains near Chongqing, takes the concept of exposure therapy to extreme levels through a collection of attractions designed specifically to trigger severe acrophobic responses. Located approximately 1,300 feet above ground level, these attractions maximize psychological terror through minimal protective barriers and design elements that deliberately enhance feelings of precariousness. The park's most infamous feature, The gap bridge consists of wooden planks spaced approximately 2 feet apart, suspended across a chasm hundreds of feet deep. Participants must step or jump between each plank while connected to overhead safety cables. This design creates maximum psychological impact through the constant confrontation with empty space between each step. Number 7. Formula Rossa, Ferrari World, Abu Dhabi. When the United Arab Emirates decided to create a Ferrari-themed attraction, they approached the project with their characteristic commitment to superlatives. Formula Rossa at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi currently holds the undisputed title of world's fastest roller coaster, achieving speeds that require riders to wear protective eyewear similar to those used by skydivers and professional race car drivers. The statistics behind Formula Rossa reveal its exceptional nature. The coaster reaches a mind-blowing top speed of 149.1 miles per hour, fast enough to cover a football field in less than 1 second. This velocity isn't gradually achieved. The hydraulic launch system catapults riders from 0 to 60 mph in just 2 seconds, eventually reaching maximum speed in a mere 4.9 seconds. The G-forces experienced during launch compare to those felt by astronauts during rocket takeoff. Number 6. Tianmen Shan Cable Car. High in China's Hunan province, the Tianmen Shan Cable Car transforms basic transportation into a fear-inducing experience through sheer scale and exposure. This engineering marvel connects Zhangjiajie city center with the natural wonders atop Tianmen Mountain, spanning a distance of 7,455 meters, nearly 5 miles, and requiring 28 minutes to complete a one-way journey. These statistics make it the longest high-mountain passenger cableway in the world. The cable car ascends 1,279 meters, 4,296 feet, above sea level, with sections featuring a 38-degree gradient, steep enough to create the persistent sensation of climbing a vertical wall. Standard cable cars typically negotiate much gentler slopes, making this extreme angle a significant factor in the attraction's terror-inducing reputation. The cabins hold 8 passengers each, suspended from overhead cables by a single connection point that allows slight swaying with air currents. Number 5. Iguazu Falls Boat Ride. The Iguazu Falls straddle the border between Brazil and Argentina, forming one of Earth's most spectacular natural wonders with 275 individual waterfalls spanning 7 miles. While most visitors content themselves with viewing this UNESCO World Heritage Site from observation decks, the truly adventurous opt for boat rides that navigate directly into the thundering cascade system. These boats don't merely pass by the falls. They deliberately charge toward and under them, transforming passive observation into full immersion. The specially designed boats feature twin outboard motors generating 500 horsepower, necessary to navigate the powerful currents that flow at rates exceeding 1,756 cubic yards per second. These vessels hold approximately 20 passengers seated, in rows facing forward, providing unobstructed views of the approaching watery doom. Number 4. Yukon Striker. Canada's Wonderland theme park in Vaughan, Ontario, hosts the Yukon Striker, currently the world's tallest, fastest, and longest dive coaster. This classification refers to roller coasters featuring a 90-degree vertical drop where riders face directly downward before plummeting. The Yukon Striker elevates this concept through multiple terror-inducing innovations that push human fear responses to their limits. The coaster's statistics immediately establish its dominance: a height of 245 feet, speeds reaching 80 miles per hour, and a track length spanning 3,725 feet. These numbers, while impressive, fail to capture the psychological impact of its most distinctive feature, the hold position. After climbing the main lift hill, the train advances slowly until its front row extends completely over the drop edge. Number 3. Verr&uuml Water Slide. Kansas City's Schlitterbahn Water Park once featured what developers proudly called the world's tallest water slide, a monstrous construction aptly named Verr&uuml, German for insane, or crazy. Standing, 168 feet tall, equivalent to a 17-story building. This record-breaking attraction combined extreme height with fatal design flaws that would ultimately lead to tragedy and permanent closure. The slide's basic concept pushed engineering limits beyond reasonable safety margins. Riders sat in three-person rafts that plummeted down a near-vertical initial drop at speeds approaching 70 mph before encountering a second hill featuring briefly airborne passage. Number 2. The Stratosphere Skyjump. Las Vegas built its reputation on excess, but the Stratosphere Skyjump takes this philosophy to literal new heights. This controlled, freefall experience launches participants from the 108th floor of the Stratosphere Tower, sending them plummeting 855 feet toward the Las Vegas Strip below. Unlike traditional bungee jumps that rebound, this attraction uses a specialized descender system that maintains consistent falling speed throughout the 17-second journey. The psychological journey begins during elevator ascent to the launch. Platform. Participants watch orientation videos explaining the equipment while the elevator's digital display counts upward past 900 feet. Upon reaching the jump floor, glass walls provide unobstructed views of Las Vegas spreading in all directions, with the jump platform extending visibly beyond the building's main structure, creating the sensation of stepping into empty space. Number 1. Action Park, New Jersey. New Jersey's Action Park earned infamous nicknames like Traction Park, Accident Park, and Class Action Park during its operation from 1978 to 1996, titles that perfectly captured its reputation for dangerous attractions, inadequate safety measures, and frequent injuries. This now-defunct amusement park stands as a monument to an era before comprehensive safety regulations, when thrill-seeking trumped basic precautions. The park's most notorious attraction, the Cannonball Loop water slide, featured a complete vertical loop, a design so fundamentally dangerous that test dummies emerged dismembered during development. Management's solution involved adding a hatch at the loop's apex to retrieve stuck riders. Which of these attractions would you dare to try? Tell me in the comments below. Take advantage and click on this video that is appearing on the screen. We have selected it especially for you. Well, that's it. And until next time, Curious One.